Hello everyone, I'm happy to have you here on board with me for this two-volume DVD series on calculation in attack and defense. Actually, I have recorded already one DVD on calculation training and one other DVD on extreme calculation training. So what is this DVD all about and why would we need to have another DVD on this topic? Well, first of all, the reason I record another two DVDs on this topic is I believe you can never have enough training on improving your calculation abilities. It's very important to be fresh, to be flexible, to find interesting ideas at the board, be resourceful whenever you're on the attack, but also when you're on the defensive side. So that's the reason why I've made this two-volume DVD with a lot of exercises, because that is the main purpose of this DVD series. That I don't want to talk a lot. Of course, there are on both DVDs some introductory examples where I explain some typical things you will get to see in this video series. But the most important thing, of course, is that you get the chance to challenge yourself with a lot of exercises. In fact, 66 in total, and most of them, they contain multiple questions. And the interesting thing, personally, what I think is that the interactive format of ChessBase is really a good platform for discussing this particular topic, because it's not only we're looking at attacking play, you also got to find the best resources in defense to defend successfully. And in most of these multiple questions, you get a challenge for yourself to find a good move in the attack. But if you do something wrong, you also get the chance to find the refutation of that particular idea. So that's what I think is it's very interesting, and that's why the interactive format is a great tool for practicing this. So what are the topics? It's about attack and defense, obviously. And how does it differ from the other DVDs? Well, in the other two DVDs on calculation training and extreme calculation training, I talked about principles like candidate moves, eliminating your candidate moves, and the process to find the right continuations. Well, in these two DVDs, I'm talking also about to understand what is the problem, what are you needing to solve, to include all your pieces into the attack, to understand what is a piece doing, how can it be effectively placed to help in the attack, but at the same time also in defense. So we talk about the multifunctionality of pieces. Ideas to generate multiple threats. Of course, if you have a single threat, it will be much easier for the opponent to deal with the situation than in case of dealing with multiple threats. So that's, of course, also a very important attacking tool. Ignoring the threat is, of course, a very important theme whenever we are building up the initiative. So that is extensively covered in this series as well. And then there are also other topics, for instance, like some psychological points of talking on intuition versus calculation, as very often we are not able to calculate. But when do you say to yourself, okay, now I trust my calculation, or I rely on my intuition? So you need to try to find a balance with that. But of course, since the topic is calculation, you can already expect that you will be challenged to calculate as much as possible. But intuition, of course, plays also an important role in the calculation process. Then there are also situations where people like me in the past who were like lazy, didn't really find it worth investing a lot of time calculating, but then you will realize you don't get the most out of the position. If you just play like a control freak, then you're not going to be successful. So I have also an interesting example of not being afraid, and just try to go to some dangerous moments, but in the end you will get rewarded by your brave approach. In a lot of examples, we also get to see, as I already said, situations where both sides are on the attack and you need to combine your attacking ideas with the defensive ones. Sometimes you need to seize the initiative yourself first with the help of forcing moves, but also you got sometimes to make some moves controlling your own defensive play first, and then after having the situation under control, it is time to build up and attack yourself. So again, I think you will have a lot of fun with these exercises. There are really difficult positions, in fact. So I hope, at least as a warning, that you will not feel discouraged when the level is too high. Also, an advantage of the interactive format is that we can go step by step. You don't always have to calculate 10 moves ahead, which is of course interesting for the stronger players to challenge themselves. On the other hand, if you consider yourself in the lower category, then it's actually very nice to have this possibility of finding the right move, and after that play it on the board, and you get a chance to work out the next questions as well without the need to visualize all the different possibilities. So that's more or less what you can expect, and I'm very happy with the content of this DVD. I think there's a lot of new material. Most of the examples I've chosen are from the years 2020 and 2021. Maybe a few examples from earlier tournaments, but in general, a lot of new content which hasn't been published before in any of my other works. So that is interesting to consider. So for now, I would like to invite you to join me through the first examples. I wish you a lot of fun with the 2-volume DVDs on calculation in attack and defense, and well, hopefully you'll be successful with it and learn a thing or two. Thanks for now, and let's now get into the action.